I died choking on my own blood in the back of a yellow cab. Rain-slicked streets of Manhattan blurring past as the driver screamed for help that never came. My sister Sophia's voice echoed in my head, not her real voice, but the one from the courtroom. Smooth as silk and sharp as a switchblade. Eliana's always been jealous. Your Honor. She forged the papers, stole everything from me. And just like that, the world went black. My empire crumbling under the weight of her lies. But death. It was just the reset button on a game I hadn't realized I'd already lost. Waking up gasping in my old Brooklyn walk-up. The alarm clock blinking 7:14 a.m. On a crisp October morning in 2018, I knew it was real. Not a dream. Not some fevered hallucination from the overdose Sophia had pinned on me in my first life. No. This was the do-over I'd begged for in those final, frantic seconds, trapped in the body of 25-year-old Eliana Voss. Pre-law was kid with a trust fund daddy who still thought his girls were unbreakable. The calendar on my phone confirmed it. 3 years before the trial. 2 before the accident that left me penniless and broken. Sophia's betrayal hadn't happened yet. But I remembered every cut of it. Every whispered promise turned to poison. This time, I'd rewrite the ending. And she'd burn for what she did. The air smelled like stale coffee and fresh betrayal potential. My apartment was a shoebox in Williamsburg. Walls papered with case law printouts and vision boards of corner offices at firms like Cravath or Skadden. Back then, I'd idolized Sophia, 32, golden girl of the Voss family. The one who'd clawed her way to partner at a boutique real estate law firm while I was still slinging lattes between classes at NYU. She'd mentored me. Or so I thought. Late-night calls about navigating the cutthroat world of Manhattan deals. Her laughter like champagne bubbles over the phone. We're Voss women. Ellie, she'd say. We don't bend. We break the room. God. What a fool I'd been. In my first go-round, Dad's will dropped like a bomb after his yacht mishap off the Hamptons in 2020. Heart attack. They said. But I knew better now. The inheritance was a cool $50 million. Split 60-40 in Sophia's favor because she'd earned it, running the family holdings. But the real kicker? The Tribeca penthouse. That glass-walled palace on Hudson Street with views that could make you weep. Dad's crown jewel. Deeded solely to me in a codicil no one saw coming. Sophia's face that reading day. Priceless. Until she twisted it into a nightmare. I swung my legs off the bed, bare feet hitting the cold hardwood, and padded to the mirror. Same hazel eyes. Same wild chestnut curls I'd tamed into a bob by the end. But this Eliana? She was fire waiting for a match. My phone buzzed Sophia. Right on cue. Hey, kiddo. Brunch at Balthazar? Got news on that internship. I stared at the screen, thumb hovering. In the old timeline, I'd gushed yes, spilling my dreams over croissants while she subtly probed about Dad's health, planting seeds of doubt. This time, I typed back, can't. Studying. Rain check. Her reply pinged instantly. Everything okay? You sound off. Off. You have no idea. That brunch skip was my first chess move. I needed intel, not interrogation. Dad was alive. Hale at 68. Golfing in Palm Beach. Oblivious to the vipers in his nest. But I remembered the whispers Sophia shared with her sleazy associate. Markus Hale, Tal. Slick-haired shark with a penchant for off-books deals. They'd plotted it all. Fake medical reports suggesting Dad was incompetent. Pressure to rewrite the will. And when that failed, The smear campaign against me. Little sister's always been unstable. Marcus had chuckled in a recorded call I'd unearthed too late last time. Unstable. The word that justified drugging my wine at the family gala, staging the overdose, and pinning the penthouse theft on me when I fought back with lawyers. By noon, I was at the New York Public Library's Rose Reading Room, laptop open to probate records and Voss family trusts. The hush of scholars masked my frantic typing. Dad's assets, the shipping conglomerate, the real estate portfolio, and yes, the Tribeca deed, filed in 2017, airtight, with my name etched in as beneficiary upon his passing. Sophia knew she'd buried it under layers of shell companies. Her MO was misdirection, charm the executors, bed the accountants, forge the trails. Last life, she'd convinced the judge I'd hacked the system, stolen the penthouse by backdating purchases, bought it legally. My ass, they learned that too late, after I'd swung from the Brooklyn Bridge in despair. No more despair. This Eliana was arming up. I emailed my old mentor, Professor Langford at NYU, applying for the Cravath clerkship recommendation. He replied in minutes. Absolutely.
Eliana.
Your force.
Force.
Damn right. Next. A burner account for anonymous tips to the Bar Association about Marcus Hale's ethics violations. Nothing lethal yet. Just enough to make him sweat. By evening, I was at a dive bar in the East Village, nursing a whiskey neat, sketching timelines on a napkin. Event 1. Dad's heart scare. In 6 months, Sophia would amplify it. Event 2. The gala in 2019, where she'd slipped the roofies. Event 3. The will reading. Post 2020. My interventions. Get Dad a full workup now. Crash the gala sober. And the penthouse? I'd secure it tighter than Fort Knox. Sleep came fitful, haunted by flashes, the courtroom gavel, Sophia's crocodile tears on CNN. My sister was troubled, but I never imagined. Troubled. The accusation that shattered me. But morning brought clarity. I dressed sharp, tailored black pantsuit for my future closet, mentally, and headed to Dad's office on Park Avenue. The Voss Enterprises lobby gleamed like polished ambition, marble floors echoing my heels. His assistant, Carla, waved me in. Eliana, he's expecting you. Dad looked up from his desk. Salt and pepper hair tousled, eyes crinkling. Ellie girl, what's this about a surprise visit? I hugged him tight, inhaling his old spice, fighting the lump in my throat. In the old life, I'd barely seen him those last years, too busy building my case against shadows. Just missing you,
Dad. And
I want to talk health. Like, real talk. He chuckled, but I pushed. I'm serious. Get a full checkup. Top cardiologist. My treat. His brow furrowed.
Ivy fine. Kiddo.
Yacht life's treating me well, but I leaned in, voice steady, humor me. For Sophia and me. We're not getting any younger. He relented, booking it for next week.
Small win.
As I left, my phone lit up. Sophia again. We need to talk. Dad mentioned your visit. Subtext. What are you up to? I ignored it, detouring to Tribeca. The penthouse building loomed, a steel and glass monolith at 30 Hudson. I buzzed the super, flashing a fake consultant badge, pro tip from law school simulations. Voss family audit. Inside. The lobby's chandelier dripped opulence. Up on the 45th floor, empty but for dust sheets, I paced the expanse. Open-plan kitchen of quartz and stainless. Living room framing the river like a painting. This was mine, bought with Dad's gift in 2019. A seed investment I'd flipped into legitimacy. Sophia's lie had tainted it. Turned my sanctuary into evidence. Back in Brooklyn.
I poured over emails.
Sophia's firm represented Voss interests, conflict of intercity. I drafted an anonymous letter to the board, potential fiduciary breach by S. Vossry, family assets. Sent. Then, a call to an old flame. Jake Riley, PI with a nose for dirt and a grudge against Marcus from a botched case. Eliana? Been years. What's cooking? Need eyes on Sophia Voss and Marcus Hale. Discreet. Bill me double. He laughed. For you?
Triple. But yeah.
I owe you. By midnight. First photos, Sophia and Marcus at La Cuckoo. Hands brushing over escargot. Whispers too close for colleagues. Evidence breadcrumb 1. Weeks blurred into a tense ballet. Dad's checkup cleared him. Miracle, but I insisted on a living trust revision, naming me co-trustee. Sophia called furious. Ellie? What the hell? You're undermining me. I played innocent. Just protecting us.
Soft.
Family first. Her pause was arctic. Of course. See you at Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving at the Hamptons estate was a powder keg. Snow dusted the dunes. The long table groaning under turkey and sides catered from Union Square Cafe. Sophia arrived late, Armani sheath hugging her like armor. Marcus in tow as +1. Dad beamed, oblivious. To the Voss women unstoppable. Glasses clinked. I sipped water. Eyes on her. Post-dinner. In the library with its leather-bound law tomes. She cornered me. What's with a trusty push? Trying to cut me out? Her smile didn't reach her eyes. I met it coolly. Paranoia doesn't suit you. Sis. Dad's just being thorough. Marcus hovered by the fire. Swirling bourbon. Eliana's got ambitions.
Kravith. Right?
Big leagues. I nodded. Baiting.
Yeah.
Handling high-stakes deals. Like that Tribeca flip Dad mentioned. Her fork paused midair at dessert later. Pecan pie. Her favorite. Tribeca what? Feigned ignorance. But her knuckles whitened. I'd planted the seed. Rumors of my purchase, via Jake's leaks to real estate blogs. Let her stew. That night. Jake's update. Wire transfers from Sophia's offshore to Marcus's Cayman account. Skimming Voss dividends. Petty. But prosecutable. I filed it away. Christmas came bloodless. Gifts exchanged. Tension simmered. New Year's. I landed the Kravith internship, toasting alone in my walk-up with cheap champagne. To round 2, I murmured. Spring 2019 brought the gala, Voss Enterprises' 50th at the Met. Black tie. A-listers swarming the Temple of Dunder. I wore emerald silk. Hair swept up. Feeling like Athena reborn. Sophia, in crimson, clung to Marcus. Schmoozing donors. Dad pulled me aside. Proud of you.
Ellie.
This firm's future. If only he knew. Midway. Her hand on my arm, champagne flute extended. Truce? For Dad. The glass chilled my palm. Last time.
Ide drunk.
Woken in a haze. Pills scattered like confetti. This time, I clinked, then accidentally spilled it on a potted palm.
Oops.
Clumsy me. Her eyes narrowed. Careful.
Sis.
Things slip easy. Jake tailed her exit, straight to a hotel with Marcus. Not home. Blackmail, material gold. By summer, I'd graduated top of my class. Full-time at Cravath. Deals flowed, condo conversions, hostile takeovers. Whispers in the break room. Voss girl's a shark.
Good.
Dad's yacht trip loomed. July 2020. Sophia pushed. Join us. Ellie. Family bonding. Trap. I declined. Trial prep. Next time. The heart attack hit mid-Atlantic, faked ECGs. She'd admitted in court once. But this voyage?
Smooth.
Dad called from Nassau. All good.
Kiddo.
Thanks for the paranoia. Her unraveling accelerated. Anonymous leaks hit her firm. Ethics probes on Marcus. He bailed, citing irreconcilable differences. Sophia emailed me. We need to meet. Coffee. Neutral ground. Starbucks in Midtown. Neutral as a minefield. She slid into the booth. Gaunt. Designer coat frayed at cuffs. What's your game?
Iliana?
The trustee. The rumors, it's you. Isn't it? I stirred my latte.
Come.
Game? I'm just living.
Soft.
Building what Dad gave me. Her laugh cracked. That penthouse? You think you deserve it? After everything I've done? Everything. The word detonated memories. Her help getting me into NYU? Really to monitor the loans that indebted me to her favors.
Done?
Like burying Dad's codicil? Or staging my breakdown? I leaned in. Voice low. I know. Sophia. All of it. Her face strained.
You.
What? I slid a USB across. Jake's dossier, transfers, recordings, the works. Play it at home. Then decide if you want war. She snatched it, bolting. Victory tasted like ash. Fall brought the storm. Dad's will finalized no changes.
Pentose mine. Sophia Sud, Forgery.
Undue influence. Courtroom redux. But this Eliana? Prepared. My Cravath team shredded her case. Witnesses recanting. Forensics proving her hacks. Judge's gavel. Dismissed.
Sanction au plaintif.
She cornered me post-hearing. Rain lashing the courthouse steps. You bitch. This isn't over. I smiled. Umbrella steady. It is.
Soft.
Walk away. But she didn't. That night, my penthouse buzzer, her, soaked, wild-eyed. Let me in. Please. Against every instinct. I did. Living room thunder. City lights mocking us.
Why?
Eliana? I was protecting the family.
Lies.
I poured scotch. Handed hers neat. Protecting yourself. Dad saw it. Gave me the penthouse to spite your greed. She lunged. Glass shattering. He hated me. For Mom's affair. For choosing law over his empire. Twist. Mom's affair with Marcus's father. Buried scandal. Sophia's rage. Born of rejection. Not love. She'd killed for it. Poison in Dad's scotch that voyage?
No.
Wait, the ECGs were hers. But the attack? Stress-induced.
Real.
But her hands? Dirty enough. You framed me to erase me, I said. Jealous of the good daughter. She sobbed, collapsing. I didn't mean. The pills. I just wanted you quiet. Confession. I hit record on my phone. Say it again. For the tape. Her head snapped up. You planned this.
Yes.
And as sirens wailed, my anonymous 911 for a disturbed intruder, I whispered, Round 2.
Sis.
I win. Cuffs clicked in the foyer. Dad arrived later, broken but grateful, deeding the penthouse outright that week.
Legali mine.
No shadows. Sophia's trial? Ironclad, 10 years. Fraud and assault. Marcus flipped. Lighter sentence.
Now.
Atop my Tribeca throne, river whispering below, I sip wine, mine untainted. Reborn. Unbowed. The city's pulse matches mine. Relentless. Unforgiving. Voss women don't break rooms. We rebuild them. Brick by bloody brick. The penthouse felt like a victory lap and a haunted house rolled into one. Mornings, I'd wake to sunlight slicing through the blinds, the Hudson a silver ribbon below. And for a split second, I'd think this was the dream life I'd clawed for in the first timeline. Then the scar on my wrist itched. A faint white line from the accident. I'd faked to throw Sophia off. And reality crashed back.
No.
This was the real deal. The one I'd engineered with surgical precision. But precision leaves gaps. And in those quiet hours, doubts crept in like fog off the water. Sophia was rotting in Rikers, awaiting transfer to Bedford Hills. Her empire of lies reduced to collect calls I never answered. Dad had retreated to Florida, selling the yacht, bad juju, Ellie, and funneling more into Voss Enterprises under my oversight. Kravitz promoted me to associate. Whispers of partnership by 35. On paper?
Bliss.
But the American dreams got teeth. And mine were gnawing at the edges. It started with a letter, slipped under my door one gray November dawn.
No stamp.
Handwritten envelope, Evie. Inside. A single sheet. Fountain pen ink bleeding slightly. You think you've won. Little sister? Blood tells.
No signature.
But the slant screamed Sophia, elegant, venomous. I burned it in the sink, watching flames lick the porcelain. But sleep evaded me. Was it her? From jail? Or a ghost of grudges past? Work swallowed the paranoia. A merger case, pharma giant swallowing a startup, kept me billing till midnight. Fueled by Adderall and black coffee. Jake called mid-deposition. Heads up.
Voss.
Marcus hails out on bail. Singing to the feds for a deal. Mentioned your name. My pen froze. What about it?
Static.
Then, said you orchestrated the whole thing. Payback for some old beef. Old beef? Try future vendetta. Let him talk. I've got alibis for days. But alibis don't quiet the what-ifs. What if Sophia's rot ran deeper? I'd uncovered the affair, Mom's fling with Marcus Sr. In the 90s, hushed with NDAs and a fat check. Dad had known. Forgiven publicly. But privately, he'd frozen Sophia out. Seeing Mom's ambition in her eyes. The penthouse codicil? His final fuck you. Deeding it to me? The pure Voss. Had she killed for less? The yacht attack, toxicology clean, but her access to his meds? Unchecked. I hired more eyes, a cybersecurity firm to scrub my digital footprint, a bodyguard named Rico, ex-Marine, silent as stone for shadows. Tribeca's streets, once my playground, turned watchful. Dog walkers eyed me too long. Cabbies took detours. Paranoia? Or prudence? Thanksgiving loomed. Dad insisting on a small gathering, him,
Me.
Aunt Lydia from Philly. The estate felt hollow, without Sophia's barbs. The table set for ghosts. Dad raised a glass. To new chapters. His eyes, though tired, probing. Ellie, you okay? Seem wired. I forced a laugh. Just the grind.
Dad.
Big fish to fry. But later, by the fire, he confessed. Your mother's letter. Found it cleaning.
She wanted me to tell Sophia.
I didn't. Thought it'd break her. Break her. Like I'd broken the illusion. It might have helped, I said softly. He nodded. Whiskey trembling. Too late now. Not too late for truth bombs. I slipped him the dossier, Sophia's skimmed funds. Her role in the scare. His face crumbled. My girl.
How?
American family. Oil and water. Secrets the glue. Back in the city, the letter's echo lingered. I traced it to a P.O. box in Queens, Sophia's old paralegal. Lena. A mousy type who'd vanished post-trial. Jake cornered her in a laundromat. Lena Ruiz.
Right?
Spill on Voss. She cracked fast. Tears on bleach-scented air. Sophia made me. Said Eliana's dangerous. Out for blood. Dangerous.
Both. Kettle.
But Lena dropped a grenade. The inheritance? Not just the penthouse. There's a safety deposit box, Dad's. In your name. She tried to crack it before the reading. My name. What else had he hidden? Next day, I hit Chase Manhattan. Key from Dad's gift envelope. Inside, bonds, deeds, and a letter.
Eliana.
If you're reading this, forgive the drama. Sophia's fire burns hot. But yours? Steady. The real Voss legacy isn't money, it's the Whitaker merger files. Buried scandal. Voss ships dumped waste off Jersey in the 80s. Feds hushed it for kickbacks. Protect the name. Or burn it.
Love.
Dad. Scandal. The kind that topples dynasties.
Dad.
The saint.
Complicit in eco-crime.
Buried by lobbyists. Sophia knew, used it to blackmail him into the 60-40 split. My stomach roiled.
仲升級.
Or curse. Handing me a live wire. Decision time. Bury it deeper. Or weaponize. American justice flawed. Fierce. Demanded reckoning. But for who?
Dad.
Rotting in regret? Sophia. Already caged? Or me? The Avenger turned accomplice? I called an old contact. EPA whistleblower. Anonymous line. Heard of Voss Enterprises? Got docs. Uploaded redacted files, enough to spark probes. Not indict. By week's end, headlines buzzed. Shipping giant faces, toxic legacy scrutiny. Dad called. Voice ash. Ellie? What have you done? Truth. What you should have. Decades ago. Fallout hit like a nor'easter. Stock dipped 15%. Board scrambling. Kravitz pulled me off the pharma deal. Conflict. Voss. Rico tailed suits, sniffing my door. Sophia's lawyer petitioned for retrial. New evidence of coercion. Coercion?
My middle name now.
Then. The Gala Redux, Voss holiday bash at Cipriani. I went armored. Red dress like spilled blood. Jake in my earpiece. Dad cornered early. Why? Ellie? The files. I met his gaze. Because secrets kill slower than lies. He deflated. You're right. But Sophia. She learned from me. Learned. The cycle. As champagne flowed, Marcus appeared, uninvited. Bail be damned.
Eliana.
A word, his breath. Scotch sour. Sophia's not the villain. Your old man's the snake. I smiled. Tell it to the feds. He lunged, verbal. Fist clenched, but Rico materialized, escorting him out. Security cams caught it all. Assault too. Midnight. Alone on the balcony. City sprawl mocking my isolation. Phone buzzed unknown. Blood tells. Watch your back. Sophia's ghost. Or worse. I didn't sleep. Winter gripped New York. Ice on the rivers. Resolve in my veins. The EPA probe widened. Subpoenas for Voss execs. Dad testifying in a week. Sophia's appeal? Crushed. Marcus's testimony buried her deeper. But the letters escalated. 3 now. Each with a gift. A scorched photo of the penthouse. A lock of my hair from where? A vial of white powder labeled your favorite. Rico swept the place. Clean. Jake dug. Copycat. Inmate inspired. Sophia's tales in lockup. Inspired. Her venom. Viral. I fortified. Panic room install. Firm transfer to boutique. Less spotlight. Dad's testimony day. Federal courthouse.
Snow swirling.
He took the stand. Voice steady. I was wrong. Time to own it. Cameras flashed. I watched from the gallery. Heart twisting. Post-hearing. He hugged me fierce. Thank you, Ellie. For the fire.
Fire. Mine.
Finally unquenched. But en route home. Cab idling at a light. Tire screeched. Black SUV rammed us. Glass shattering. Rico shoved me down. Stay low. Gunshots?
No. Fender vender.
Drunk driver. Or was it? Cops called it accident. I saw intent in the skid marks. That night, penthouse locked tight. I cracked Dad's letter again. Protect or burn?
Burn.
I chose both. Leaked the full files, unredacted, to ProPublica. Headline next morn. Voss empire built on poison waters. Shares tanked 40%. Dad resigned. Me interim CEO by board vote. Sophia called from prison first in months.
Collect.
Voice hollow. You destroyed us. I paused.
No. Soft.
You started the fire.
Click.
Spring thawed the ice. But not the chill. Probes closed with fines, millions. Payable from trusts. I sold non-essentials. Stabilized the ship. Kravith?
Gun.
But my rep soared. Whistleblower darling. New firm. Boutique in Soho. All female partners. Voss brings the heat, they said. Yet the letter stopped. Replaced by silence. Too quiet. Rico quit. You're clean. But this life? It's poison.
Fair.
Alone again. I pace the penthouse. Views taunting. Victory? Or Pyrrhic? Then.
Twistes knife, dades suicide note.
Delivered by courier. Ellie, forgive. The wait. Too much. Penthouse is yours.
Truly.
Burn bright. Heart attack my ass. Pills. His choice. Funeral small. Ashes to the Hudson. Sophia at sentencing. Life.
Plus.
You won, she spat through glass. But her eyes? Empty.
Mine? Clear.
Summer now.
Gordrom mine.
I testify next, truth serum. The cycle breaks here. Boss women, we rise. Not repeat. The boardroom at Voss Enterprises smelled like stale power and fresh varnish. New table. My concession to rebranding. Suits nodded as I entered. The weight of Dad's ghost heavy on my shoulders. At 28, interim CEO of a battered empire, I was the kid in the candy store. If the candy was laced with arsenic. Ladies, gentlemen, I began. Voice honed from courtrooms. We pivot. Green shipping, hydrogen retrofits, carbon credits. Or we sink. Murmurs. Then applause.
Pivot.
That's what I'd done since the crash. Swerve from the wreckage Sophia left. But pivots ache. Dad's death hit like a second death, mine. The first timeline's echo. Pills in his Palm Beach condo. No blaming no one but himself. The press spun it. Scandal claims patriarch. I spun back. Memorial fund for Jersey cleanup. Donations poured, guilt money. But effective. Sophia? In solitary after a shank attempt, karma's dull blade. Work was salvation. I dove into the retrofit contracts, negotiating with Maersk execs over Zoom. My Tribeca view, a backdrop of unyielding skyline. Jake checked in weekly. Quiet on the home front. You? Quiet?
Huh.
Nightmares of cabs flipping. Sophia's laugh in the rain. Therapy, mandatory from the board, unearthed it. Survivor's guilt. MS.
Voss.
You rewrote fate. But at what cost?
Cost?
My sister's soul. My father's peace. But I didn't say that. Just stress. I lied. Aunt Lydia visited. Her Philly bluntness a bomb. Over dim sum in Chinatown. She sipped tea. Your ma would have been proud. Ellie. But Sophia. She was always the storm.
Storm.
Understatement. Lydia dropped lore. Mom's affair wasn't passion, leverage. Marcus Sr. had dirt on Voss dumps. Mom traded favors for silence. Your dad paid. But Sophia? She internalized it. Thought love was transaction. Transaction. The Voss way. It explained her skim. Not greed, but mimicry. Pity flickered, then died. She'd chosen the blade. Summer heat baked the city. AC humming in the penthouse, like a dirge. I dated, briefly. Tech bro. Drinks at the Dead Rabbit. You're intense, he said. Post-coital. Good intense. Scary. Ghosted next day.
Fine.
Intensity was my armor.
Then.
The call. Federal prosecutor. Voice like gravel. MS. Voss. Whitaker Files. We need your testimony. In person.
Testimony.
The merger scandal. Dad's hush money to feds in 85. My leak had cracked it open. Now. They wanted the key holder. When? Tomorrow. DC. Flight delayed. Storms over Jersey. I pace LaGuardia. Rico's absence avoid. Finally airborne. Turbulence mirroring my gut. Hotel bland. Depositions sweet sterile. The prosecutor. Elena Vasquez, sharp suit. Sharper eyes leaned in. You inherited this mess. Walk us through. I did. Codicil. Sophia's grabs. My counter. Then. The files. Dad's confession. Her leverage. Vasquez whistled. Your sister's in deep.
But you?
Clean hands.
Clean?
I hesitated. I leaked. Anonymously. Her smile. Whistleblower protections. But perjury's a bitch. Back in New York. Buzz. Indictments pending for old execs. Voss fined millions more. Stock rebounded, green pivot paying off. But the letters resumed. Storm's coming. Type now. Postmark Philly. Aunt Lydia? No, her visit alibied. Jake traced it. Burner. Untraceable. Escalating. Want surveillance.
Yes.
Cams on the penthouse. Tracers in my coffee runs. Paranoia peaked when Rico's replacement, Mia, ex-Fed, no nonsense, spotted a tail, nondescript sedan, Queen's plates. Confrontation night. I lured them. Fake meeting at a warehouse in Red Hook. Fog off the bay thick as secrets.
Mia flanked me.
Glock concealed. The sedan idled. Out stepped Lena, the paralegal. Gaunt. Wired.
Ileana.
Wait. She spilled. Sophia orchestrated from inside. Hired me. Said you'd pay for ruining her.
Ruining?
She ruined herself. Lena sobbed. The vile laxatives. Scare tactic. But Marcus. He's out. Gunning for you. Marcus. Bail jumper now. Feds hunting. The SUV crash? Him. I nodded to Mia. Cuff her. NYPD rolled up. Lena flipping for immunity. Trail led to a flop in Bushwick, Marcus's hideout. Raided dawn. Shootout. He winged.
Captured.
Tell Sophia, he gasped to cops. It's over. Over? Not for Sophia. Her trial addendum. Conspiracy charges. Life without. She wrote, actual letter. Prison stationery. You took everything. But I see it now, Dad's game. You were always his favorite pawn.
Pawn?
No, queen. Fall board meeting. Full pivot approved.
Me permanencio.
Press conference on the plaza. Cameras flashing. Voss 2.0. Sustainable seas. Questions flew. Regrets on the leak?
None.
Truth sets us free.
Free.
American gospel. But freedom's fragile. Dad's estate settled. Penthouse retitled. Trusts ironclad. I hosted a wake there. Ghosts invited. Toast to him. Not her. Aunt Lydia pulled me aside. Heel.
Girl.
Or it'll eat you.
Heel.
I tried. Yoga on the terrace. Runs along the High Line. Dated a journalist. Ethical minefield.
But sparks.
You're a survivor, he said, tracing my scar. More than that, I whispered. Winter whispered threats. Marcus testified. Sophia's full plot. Yacht meds swapped for placebos. Triggering stress attack. My overdose, staged with her prints on the bottle. She hated you, he said. Saw Mom in you.
Mom.
The cycle closed. Sophia's final appeal. Denied. Execution? No, life.
Solitary.
I visited once. Plexiglass cold.
Why?
Ellie, her eyes. Hollow. Why not let it go? I leaned close. Because you taught me. Voss women don't forgive. We conquer. She laughed. Broken. Then conquer alone. I did. Spring 2022. Merger with green tech firm. Voss stock soaring. Penthouse party partners.
Press.
Laughter echoed off glass. But in the quiet after, alone with the view, I wondered. Rebirth's price? Isolation. Twist came soft. Pregnancy test positive. The journalist, committed now. Life.
New.
A girl, he asked. Eliana Jr.? I smiled. Sophia. Redeem it.
No. Ava.
Fresh start. Cycles break. Not repeat. Ava's first cry pierced the penthouse like dawn light through storm clouds, raw, insistent, a demand on the world to notice. July 2023. Hudson views hazy with summer humidity, and there I was, 30.
Asa.
Mother. Monster, depending on the angle. The nurse handed her over, tiny fists flailing, and for a heartbeat, the old Eliana surfaced, the one who'd choked in that cab, betrayed and bled out. But this Eliana? She cradled life, not grudges. Hey, little storm, I murmured. We made it. The journalist, now husband, Tom, hovered, eyes wet. She's perfect.
Perfect.
A word I'd banned from my vocab post-Sophia. But looking at Ava's scrunched face, hazel like mine, I let it slide. Tribeca delivery sweet buzzed with Voss board flowers. Aunt Lydia's quilts. Dad's ghost, absent, forgiven in the blur of contractions. Discharge day, paparazzi at the lobby, flashes popping like accusations. MS. Voss, heir to the empire. Tom shielded us. Mia, upgraded to family detail, clearing path. Headlines next morn. Voss dynasty reborn. CEO welcomes daughter amid green boom.
Reborn.
Irony. Thy name is PR. Back home. The penthouse transformed. Bassinet by the Riverview window. Monitors beeping soft. Sleepless nights blurred into board calls. Hydrogen fleet launch. EPA settlement finalized. Fines paid. Reputation rehabbed. You're a machine, Tom said, changing diapers at 3 a.m. Nah, I replied, nursing Ava. Just wired different. Wired for war.
Once.
Sophia's last letter arrived pre-labor. Forwarded from Bedford. A child? Don't repeat my mistakes. Ellie. Blood curses. Curses. I filed it with the others, Museum of Malice. Her appeals exhausted. She gone quiet. Psych eval citing, delusions of grandeur. Fitting epitaph. Fall brought firsts. Ava's coup. My first shareholder speech post-maternity. Suits in the auditorium. Me in silk blouse, pumping brakes scheduled. Voss isn't legacy, I said. Slides glowing green. It's future. Applause thundered. Stock ticked up 5%. Tom cheered from the wings. Ava in a sling. But shadows lingered. Marcus's trial, 20 years. Perjury stacked. He named names, Sophia's network of fixers. Including Lena, who got probation for flipping. It was always about the penthouse, he testified. Symbol of what she lost.
Lost.
Mom's ghost. Dad's favor. Pity? Fleeting. Thanksgiving redux. Aunt Lydia hosted. Philly brownstone cozy. Turkey carved. Stories swapped, no Voss venom. To Ava, Lydia toasted. The good one. Laughter.
Real.
Tom squeezed my hand. Healing? Getting there. Winter holidays. Tree in the penthouse. Lights twinkling off glass. Ava's first Santa giggles at the mall. But a package arrived. Unmarked. Tribeca Post. Inside. Baby booty. Stained red. Ketchup? Note. Blood tells. My blood ran cold.
Mia swept. Oaks.
Kids prank.
Still.
Sleep fractured. New Year dawned crisp. Tom's book deal. Exposé on corporate sins. Voss chapter redacted. Your story, he asked. Ours now.
Ours.
Plural healed the singular scar. Spring 2024. Ava's crawl across the living room rug. Chasing laser from the skyline. Board ousted old guard, my picks.
Diverse.
Driven. Merger complete. Voss Green certified. Press junket. From scandal to sustainability. Your journey? I paused. Cameras hungry. Betrayal teaches resilience. Family? It's what you build. Not inherit. Build. The penthouse. Once tainted trophy. Now nursery. I'd renovated. Walls soft blue. Art from local makers. No Voss ghosts. Dad's ashes? Scattered in the Hudson. With Tom's blessing. Twist's final turn. Sophia's death. Natural causes. Aneurysm at 38. Prison obit dry. Inmate passes peacefully. Peaceful? I visited the grave. Paupers plot upstate. Weeds choking. Rest. Sis. I whispered. Ava on hip. No more storms. Her estate?
Nil.
But a codicil, ironic, surfaced. Apology note to Dad. Buried in her cell. I was the pawn. Forgive.
Forwarded to me.
I burned it. Ashes to the wind. Forgiveness? Earned. Not begged. Summer now. Ava's first beach, Hamptons. Yachts sold, but sands eternal. Tom builds castles, I watch waves. The old timeline? Faded photo. Edges curled. This one? Vibrant.
Mine.
CEO life balances. Boardrooms by day. Bedtime stories by night. Once upon a time. I start. Ava's eyes wide. A girl woke up stronger. Stronger. The hook that snared me. Death's gasp. Life's reboot. Tribeca penthouse gleams. Legally.
Fierciolai mine.
Bought with grit. Held with grace. Sister's accusation?
Echo.
Not chain. I learned. Loved.
Lived.
And in the quiet, Hudson murmuring. I know. Happy endings aren't fairy dust. They're forged in fire. Tempered in time. Boss women? We endure.
We thrive.
Epilogue whisper. Ava's laugh. Tom's kiss. Empire's hum. Reborn?
No remade.